Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to another Stock Kings YouTube video. And today we're going to be going over Bionano Genomics, ticker symbol BNGO. Now, we're going to be talking about their newly announced shelf registration and how this is different from a share offering. And a lot of people have been getting that confused, so we're going to be going over the two differences. We're also going to be going over what they're going to use the proceeds of this offering for, as well as how it will affect the stock moving forward. We're also going to be going over some new price targets as well as my technical analysis. So if you have any interest in BNGO, you're definitely going to want to stick around for that. But before we get into any of that, please, if you enjoy this content, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with new videos. I really appreciate all the support on this channel. Thank you guys so much for that. I also have my Instagram link down below where I post new content about this channel daily. So if you'd be interested in keeping up more to date with what's going on with this channel, go ahead and give a follow to that Instagram. But let's get right back into it here on the daily chart on TradingView. Looking into some recent price action, we have a drop past the 50 EMA. We come all the way down to around 562. So if you caught any shares at this low, you are looking very, very good. And then we come up to retest this 50 EMA right here. However, we cannot get a nice clean break. We reject off of this. We get a pretty strong rejection off this area to continue down. And then we come back down all the way to around 696 to open yesterday. And we reject very hard off the support to come all the way up around 6%, all the way to around 790. And it looks like in the pre-market today we'll be opening up around 783. But let's get right into some of this news, guys. I have Bionano Genomics 8K filing right here pulled up, and I just wanted to go over some key points that I thought would be relevant for this video. We have Sapphire shipped increasing every single quarter in 2020. We have 83 installed first quarter, 87 installed in the next quarter, 93 installed in the third quarter, and then finally 97 installed in the fourth quarter. We also have Lineagen, the acquisition, also in Q3. So some very important things happening in each quarter for BNGO in the year 2020. Moving down, we can see that they are also working with some very good research facilities and proving to be essential to these research facilities. So we have working in like Penn, Duke, Emory, UCLA, so some very big research facilities that BNGO is proving to be essential at. Continuing down here, we also have um, some more words about Lineagen and how they have been adding revenue and accelerating clinical adoption of the Sapphire system. So their revenue impact was immediate. We can immediately see that this acquisition of Lineagen has increased their revenues. Lineagen adds new streams of revenue to help support growth of the combined business. So that was a very good acquisition on BNGO's terms, so that is great for them, and that's very bullish as a long-term investor in BNGO. Now we can come down here and see their financial overview. They grew for Q4 2020 revenues by 43% to 4 million. So that's very, very good. And something also that I think is very relevant is their strong cash position to begin 2021 being 335 million raised in Q1. And we're going to be going over how they are going to be doubling this when we discuss the shelf offering. Something else I wanted to point out was these selling general and administrative expenses increasing by a pretty dramatic amount. We have 29 million in 2019 and 41 million in 2020. Now this is mostly coming from salary expenses as BNGO is growing very rapidly, so they had to acquire a lot of new employees, and this shelf offering is going to help pay for that. So getting right into this shelf offering, we have this SEC filing here, common stock. We have entered into a sales agreement or the sales agreement with Cohen and Company LLC, or Cohen, relating to shares of our common stock. Now this is what the shelf offering will be. In accordance with the terms of the sales agreement, we may offer and sell shares of our common stock having an aggregate offering price of up to 350 million from time to time through or to Cohen, acting as our agent or principal. Now this 350 million is where we will see them doubling their cash on hand in their working capital. Now, with a lot of people thinking that this is a share offering, not a shelf offering, they believed that this $350 million worth of shares would be immediately put into the market. However, this is not the case. As you can see here, they say from time to time, which is basically what's essential about a shelf offering. And we talk about this a lot on my channel, and you can see this in my past videos. So what a shelf offering would be is they're filing to have all of these shares basically put on a shelf, and from time to time they can pick from this shelf and put shares into the market. They would not have to do all of those shares at once, diluting their stock. But let's get right into what they are going to use this working capital for and how it will affect the stock moving forward. So we have the use of proceeds right here. This is going to tell us what they're going to use this money from the 350 million for. They say we currently intend to use the net proceeds from the sale of the common stock offered by us here under to support our growth strategy and for working capital and general corporate purposes, including research and development expenses and capital expenditures. So this is where you see their operational expenses. They will be covering a lot of those with these net proceeds. We may also use a portion of the net proceeds from this offering to repay indebtedness under the Innovatus loan agreement and to co-develop, acquire, or invest in products, technologies, or businesses that are complementary to our business. So this is what you see with their past acquisition, immediately adding revenue to the company. They are looking to continue to do that. So that is something that is very, very bullish for this company. They're going to be inquiring or investing in products, technologies, and businesses that will be complementary to their business, and that will in turn increase their revenues for the long term. And that is something that I definitely am super bullish on about this company. Now, in the short term, this will probably be negative to the stock, most likely because of the dilution. So what this is doing is they are putting more shares into the market, which will dilute the current shares available to the market. So as an example, if you own 10 shares of a company that have 100 shares in the market, and they put out 10 new shares, that makes your 10 shares less valuable than before because you own a smaller percentage of the total equity in the company. So that's very important that you guys know. Every time that shares are added to the market for a company, they are diluting the stock, making these stocks that they have available less valuable because you have a less percentage of equity in the company. However, long term, this is very good for the company as they are adding more money, adding more working capital from selling these shares so they can go out and acquire and invest in products, technologies, and businesses and grow the company. So if you are short term in this stock, I suggest that you either to sell your shares or stick through this maybe little dip in the market. However, if you are long term on the stock, you are willing to kind of sit through this and go through this little dip as you know that BNGO will increase in the future. However, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. So everything I say, please do so with your own due diligence and trade based off your own opinions. Moving back to this chart here on BNGO, I want to start plotting some support and resistance lines and get kind of this graph marked up. We definitely have a strong rejection off this area here. As you can see, we reject here, use it as support, and then it's used as a support again yesterday in the most recent price action. Another resistance that I definitely see is here on the daily chart. We're here looking at more long-term trades. However, this will be a very key area as the 50 EMA is trading just above this resistance. And just in case we do get a break below the support, we could definitely use this wick down as another support. The next kind of key resistance area that I like on the daily chart would be here at 1126. So we have our first resistance at 969 and then 1126 as well. And then another area of resistance that I like would probably be right around here. We can see wicks up here, wicks up here. We have empty wicks entering this area at 1388. And then our final resistance as a long term would be here at the height, would be 1572. And we do not have any price action above this area, so that is an unknown area. However, if you are looking at the more short-term trades, we can definitely take a look at that as well. Taking a look here on the 30-minute. We can see we are coming up into this area, still trading well below the 50 EMA as well as the 200 EMA. So these are kind of key areas that we definitely want to watch out for. I would definitely mark the 200 EMA as a key area of resistance because of this being such a strong resistance. The 50 EMA is also something that you want to be very, very cautious about. We definitely broke a key area of resistance here, making it a support. And it looks like on the pre-market, we will be coming down to test the support as well. So then our next kind of key area of resistance would be right around here, I would say, considering price action has come and tested this as a resistance many times before. And we could also say this area here as well. So these are some kind of key areas that you guys are going to be wanting to watch out for. As well as let's mark this one as well because it is pretty close to the 50 EMA. So we have resistance here as well. So let's kind of mark this and kind of show you guys what I'm thinking of as a potential trade if things do go our way. So we have the this the support level being tested right here by the pre-market price. So once we get a strong rejection off of this, we will be taking a buy position here at this time, taking our first price target up to 820 and our stop just below the support just in case price does not go our way. So if we get a rejection off of the support to continue up, we get strong confirmations to go upwards, we'll be taking it to 821. However, if this breaks below the support, we will not be taking a trade at that time, expecting it to hit our support here at 692. And we keep stops just below the support. So if it does break, once it shows confirmations to go up, we are taking out of this position completely because it will have bearish momentum at that time. Once our price target is hit at 821, we'll be taking a partial profit, reducing our overall position and moving our price to 855. That will be our next price target. Our price will then be at 821 with stops trailing at the same time, reducing our risk. If we leave our stop losses down here, this gives price the opportunity to come down and take us out at a loss, and that is not what we want to do. Once we get a clean break of the 200 EMA, we'll be coming up to our next price target at 882. Price will then be at the 855 now created support. And again, we will be trailing our stop loss either as a percentage of our overall position or using candle structure. I personally prefer candle structure, but that is totally up to you. Once we come up to our next price target, we'll be taking a our partials out at this time, moving our next price target to 922. Price will then be at the newly created support at 882. And then again, we will be moving our stop loss up just below the support line here. But that is all the information I had for you guys today on BNGO. If you found value in this video, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with new videos. And I also have my Instagram link down below if you'd be interested in following that. But as always, guys, I hope you have an excellent Friday, get some gains in the market today, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.